What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So last night Superman had its world premiere in LA and the reviews have come out, and according to MS, or I should say like the first reactions, the review embargo I don't think is until later today when we start getting the full picture, but MSN has basically, their headline, not mine, says that the first reviews have been overwhelmingly one-sided. So let's go through this together. Let's see what we can expect with this new movie that comes out in, well, I'm seeing it in like 48 hours, but you know, the rest of y'all will probably see it opening weekend maybe. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Right off the bat, we got Perry Nemiroff, I don't recognize this guy's name, saying that Superman made him so happy. The movie's loaded with exhilarating action set pieces and well-placed humor and levity, but the beating heart of the film is Superman's humanity and his insistence on doing good and making the world a better place. David Cornsweet brings such, and it's not going to let me read all that unless I go to X, so we're not going to bother with all that. We're just going to read, like, I guess, the short pieces on the actual website. But yeah, basically, sounds like you really like this movie. Glad to hear that it's well-paced. The action scenes are incredible, and that Superman's humanity is really what shines in this film. So far, sounds really good. Let's keep going. Another guy, Eric Davis. Superman is the perfect superhero movie and a terrific start for the new DC studios. It's big, bright, exciting, full of hope, and it never loses its sense of wonder. Watching it felt like ripping open a comic book and feasting on its wild, chaotic imagination. Loved it. Again, heck yes. Love this. I heard, there was one guy I follow, Sean Chandler, shout out to him. If you don't follow him, go follow him. He's probably the best movie reviewer in my opinion on the internet. But he went and saw it last night, and I'm not sure if he'll be on here now with his reaction, but he basically said it's the most comic book film of all time, which sounds absolutely bonkers, and I love it. I've heard it being compared even to like the 90s Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited. So far everything I've been hearing sounds really good. But Grace Randolph pretty much saying that this is the best Superman film to date. Grace Randolph, you know, she's really hit or miss in my opinion, but I would say that for the most part, like, you know, I do know of her, I do listen to her reviews. Again, she is hit or miss, but hey, take it at face value, I guess. Apparently it's the best Superman film to date, according to her. So yeah, moving on, we got Courtney Howard. Superman absolutely soars, an awesome achievement and hopeful bomb honoring past iterations, cinema and comics. Love it, while cutting its own path. Cornsweet has that heroic shimmer. Holt is delightfully diabolical. From the stuff that I heard before doing this video, I'd heard two things. David Cornsweet is perfect as Superman, and Nicholas Holt is terrifying as Lex Luthor. Brosnahan brims with vim and vigor. Kryptos adores, Crypto's cute, basically, is what she's trying to say. Jermaine Lucier, however you say that name. Superman soars. It's a non-stop joyride packed with humor, action, and emotion. There's spectacle to spare, unbridled optimism, and a goofy unpredictability that ties everything together, even when there are a few minor issues. We've never seen DC like this, and it's great. Again, very positive, and looks like this may be, oh no, we got some more. David Gonzalez writes, James Gunn's Superman will make you believe a man can fly again. A soaring triumph that recaptures the classic DC spirit and reminds us why the Man of Steel still matters. David Cornsweet embodies the hope, humility, and heroism of the last son of Krypton. Something about Nicholas Holt, probably that he's terrifying and is like the perfect Lex Luthor or something. If I had to guess, I'm not going to go and sign into Twitter just to read that. But, who is this? The Josie Marie? Oh boy, I wasn't a big fan of Superman. Well, this is the first negative one, guys. The cast makes this movie worth seeing. Everyone works so wonderfully together. Crypto, however, I couldn't get past the 5-second attention span humor. That has been my biggest fear with this movie, because I honestly feel like James Gunn can be extremely self-indulgent and just throw very like juvenile humor, and when it works, it really works. But a lot of times, like I recently rewatched Peacemaker a couple weeks ago just to be caught up for both Superman and Peacemaker season 2. And yeah, the humor for me, like the show's good overall, but a lot of that humor, like 70 to 75% humor doesn't land. And usually I feel like it comes, and again, I haven't seen Superman, so I can only talk off my personal experience with this, but I just feel like his humor when he tries to like, well, the running jokes don't land as much as maybe like the, occasional quippy humor or something like that, like a one and done thing. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that was one of my biggest fears, and I think it is going to tank the movie a little bit if this is true, which, I mean, I don't know this person. I don't know how credible they are. I don't know their thoughts on, other even James Gunn films. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely a little concerned about that, but, that's just, the script is his kryptonite, she says at the end there, for those wondering. Yeah, so, here's my boy Sean Chandler. Alrighty. So I do, I understand that I think he'll probably talk more about the humor aspect in his review, but in his first, out of theater reaction, he says it was his most anticipated film of the year. Point of reference, this is probably my second most anticipated film of the year, right after Tron Ares. And I left the theater with a smile on my face. It's possibly the most comic booky live-action comic book film ever. It fully leans into the wacky sci-fi and feels like a comic book, or here we go, Justice League Unlimited on screen. Thumbs up. Okay, like that. Brandon Davis, Superman is a triumph for the new DC universe. It's a comic book brought to beautiful live-action life, brimming with hope and fulfillment. It actually elicited tears of joy for me. It's a Superman for everyone. David Cornsweet was born for Superman, and Clark Kent loved it. Yeah, we only got one more. I might as well read it. Dan Casey writes, Superman was maybe my most anticipated movie of the year. So again, somebody that went in with really, really high expectations, and it really blew me away. James Gunn and his amazing cast and crew really got to the heart of what makes a good Superman story for me. It's hopeful even when things seem hopeless. I hope everyone else digs it too. So yeah, that's all for the MSN reviews. I'm not going to go, I'm sure there's probably more reactions. I'm not really going to go look for them. I think we got the general gist of it. I mean, aside from that one person being disappointed in the humor, it seems like everyone else absolutely loves this film. So yeah, I'm very excited. I do worry about the humor because it's kind of been my biggest drawback and kind of the one thing that really keeps me from 100% being on board with this film. But yeah, everyone seems to love it, and I know there was a lot of controversy earlier in the week or over the weekend when I think it was the Daily Beast wrote a pretty scathing review about the film. I won't go really into much detail about it. Y'all can go look it up if you want. It's all over the internet. But and then someone else I think broke the review embargo that had seen it early and said something like it was not a good film, and that this other film that had a 67% RT score was better. So it was just stuff like that. But honestly, it seems like, again, outside of that one review, everyone seems to not just like it, but love it. And I do need to point out a disclaimer here. Usually these world premieres and early social media review embargoes and all that, if we're being honest, a lot of them do tend to lean more positive. It has been for every film, even Quantumania, Guardians 3, Quantumania, Guardians 3, Shazam 2, even movies like Gladiator 2, I remember everyone saying was so great. And then the critic reviews come out, they're a little more, realistic. But here, I feel like these are outside of primarily social media influencers, and these are actual film critics like Sean Chandler, Grace Randolph. So I feel like you can put a little more faith into, maybe what they say to a certain degree. And yeah, across the board, it seems like it's been really highly positive. And again, I understand you're going to walk out of that movie, you're going to get the fanboy reaction, you're going to want to be all positive. It's happened to me going to movies on premiere night. But yeah. So just take that as you will. But outside of that, I think we have a lot of reason to be really hyped, and this seems like it's going to be a really good start for the DCU. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Just let me know in the comments down below. What are y'all thinking of Superman? Are you excited for this? Have you already bought your tickets? Are you going opening weekend? And what's kind of the general feel? Where are you at in regards to how you feel about this movie, and if you think James Gunn can pull this off? It sounds like he has, but we'll know in just a few hours, or a couple days, I guess. But yeah, just let me know all that in the comments down below, guys. And as always, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will catch you all. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and check out my other videos in the link in the description down below. And I will see you all later.